Welcome back to RGR Football. I'm Ryan. This is me going rogue on your Kansas City Chiefs. I want to do a quick rundown of the mock draft that we did over on Locked On Chiefs and give you guys a look at it because I think it's setting this week up. And we're going to do the live stream mock draft later in the week on Thursday night at 6 Central, like normal. That is the new time for all of the live streams, at least for the summertime. And I think this one felt kind of interesting. I want to know like where it's going to compare to later in the week. That's why I wanted to actually like set this up and give you this quick glimpse. This will be a quick video just to give you an idea. That said, I'm going to share the screen here and give you guys a look at what we were able to do in this particular draft today. And that is always an interesting view, right? So we're not going to be able to go through it again because it has been completed. But I'll blow this up a little bit so you can see it. And folks, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like and sub and hit the bell notification because we do stuff like this around here all the time. And whatever concepts we have, we try to make sure that we share it with you guys. Dan will have stuff this week. I'll have stuff this week. Working on the draft guide as well. That should be making a lot of progress. I have the quarterbacks done, completed, and ready to burn. But I'm going to put the whole thing together. If you missed the Athletic Matrix, it has been released. You can find that at rogueapc.com. And if you use the code MatrixRGR, you'll get a good 20% off of it. So go check that out. That's the Athletic Matrix, all my athleticism research on this particular draft class into one pamphlet, one ranking for each position. And that's at rogueapc.com. Now, this draft actually plays into that a little bit because what we ended up doing, because of the way the board fell, is taking Sam Cosmi with 33. We traded back and acquired an extra 7th round pick, which I'm okay with in this particular draft because I think there's some really interesting developmental guys that are going to be, really late or UDFAs. And so if you have a UDFA the Chiefs like, they can just grab them with somebody really late if they get a late 7th round pick. And I think it's perfectly fine. So we ended up doing that. Moved back to 33 to the top of day 2. And garnered that pick. Now, I tried to drive a bargain, get more than that, but it was moving back 2 selections. The Jets weren't giving up much, but I went with it. And so what we ended up finding is that Sam Cosmi was available on the board. He was not the only one available on the board, so that does play into it. But we decided to go with him over Eichenberg because Eichenberg's been the popular choice, but I think Cosmi graded out in the Matrix quite a bit better. So I don't want to give it away, but go check out the Matrix, get yours, and see where he ranks because it's impressive and it's important for what the Chiefs want to do in terms of trying to stick with their zone mentality. I don't think the Chiefs are moving over to a more power-heavy or gap-heavy blocking scheme. They're going to set on the pass sets, and they're going to run zone and run, and I think that's important for Cosmi. So I think that's a good fit. We did that. Then came back and got offered a trade up. The Chiefs moved up to 53 from 63, giving up, what was it, a 5th round pick, which I was comfortable with because Creed Humphrey was on the board. And so at 53, they got a starting level center, one that I think is a very, very good player and could anchor the middle of that line for a very long time. So we went with that as well. Then we came back with Benjamin St. Juste, who it was the best player on the board at the time that could actually fit the schemes and the prototypes that the Chiefs like to use. So we grabbed him, his height, his length, his athletic ability. I think he's got a ways to go learning. But as a 3rd round pick, I'm comfortable with that because I think that he is somebody that could be in the mix a few years down the line as they move forward. Then as the way that it fell at 136, we ended up with Jacoby Stevens, who, interestingly enough, wore number 7 at LSU, just like Tyrann Mathieu did. And I thought that was a nice combination. He isn't a Tyrann Mathieu type. He is more of the linebacker safety hybrid, somebody that can do a lot of what Dan Sorensen does. And so I could see that down the line when Dan is, 68 and unable to play anymore. He's somebody that could probably take over. Came back with one of my favorite picks because he's always available in this range on these simulations. And I think he has more to offer than we saw him do in college. And that's Dalen Hayes, the edge from Notre Dame. Grabbed him. Grabbed Josh. You guys have seen me take quite a bit because of the upside. A big wide receiver from Illinois can play the X. And then came back with some special teams guys in the late round. 6 and 7 with Rashad Wildgoose, who tested very, very well as a corner out of Wisconsin. Got that done. Got him on the roster. I'm happy with that. And then Racy McMath was there. Racy runs about as fast as Jamar Chase and was the 3rd guy in that particular offense. Not as cut ability. Doesn't have that shake you loose kind of thing. More of a possession receiver with speed is the way that I like to really kind of tag him. And I think he's another guy who could be in the mix. So with a 7th round pick, the one that we got earlier, we grabbed Racing McMath, who's got some experience. So just wanted to give you a quick rundown. That's what we've done to this point. I hope that you enjoyed it. Live mock draft on Thursday night. Don't miss that. If you're new, like, sub, bell notification, get that done. We are going to have a good time this particular year. It's so strange the way all these mocks are going, because I think there's going to be some major hiccups when we come to it. And Dan and I will address those. You're going to get 2 videos from Dan this week, because I'm going to be focused on the draft guide for you guys, which will be released as soon as I possibly can. And I'll have the same discount code will apply for you guys that you watch on here. When you go to Rogue APC, that's where the draft guide will be released as well. So that's it for me today. Hope you have a good one. Thanks for watching this one. We'll catch you next time.